Here we go. Let's go to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time. Father, we thank you for bringing the wives to sit with us again. This is going to be an amazing time for you, Father. Father, as we work through a topic today, and Rob and I sit through this and we work with it with our wives, Father, we ask that you touch us. You come to us and you help not only us, Father, but our listeners work through this same topic as we're going through together. Father, we ask that each one of our words helps that one person, that one soul that still needs to hear what we're trying to get out to them. Father, we say these in your name. Amen. Amen. Let's go to work.
Click. Click me.
But baby, what can I do?
We're going to be loud.
That's loud.
Shut out the lights and we will fall. This is the way that we will go. This is on me. But baby, mostly you. Shut out the lights and we will fall. This is the way that we will go. This is on me. But baby, mostly you.
Hey. You know that end,
Yes.
that end right
Yes,
there? You know
my
what that
brother.
reminds me of?
Yes.
Maybe you may or may not like it. Remember Creed?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That last little
Hey, Mary, you can put those on now, hon. I can't
yeah.
because you and I are working off the same headset. You hear what I hear. So sorry. Hey, so that was Harbor Drive. That is the man that got me very much and started in this and helped me out there. So I'm going to have Mary put that up on our website, or not our website, but Instagram and stuff. So they're up for an award.
Really?
For the Modesto area music awards, and they're up for hard rock, and yeah, he's won some bands. His band, they've won a couple competitions, and he's growing, man. I'm excited for him. That's coming off their first album. So
Is Larry's neighbor?
October, yeah, he lives down here. October 18th
Nice.
there is when the voting stops. So vote for them, man. He's done a lot. He did a lot for this podcast, and he's helped me out a lot on my editing, and he's done a lot for me. So I appreciate that guy, and I really do. I really do want to help those guys out. Anyways, hi Rob.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm doing better than I deserve.
Why can I barely hear myself?
Well, I hear the shit out of you.
Is that Katie? Katie's over there yelling at me to turn it down. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Welcome back. Don't come in here with that soft ass voice.
I wasn't ready.
I might have never heard anything other.
Huh?
She's got a great voice.
Oh, let's piss her off. Let's see if we can piss her off today.
No, I'm sure you can.
Oh, I can if you want me to. Oh, that's why you
I
were.
thought you were changing your shirt.
You know what? I don't have that color.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I
Yes,
do?
Yes, you do.
I do.
We've wore it before.
Yes.
I could not find it. I don't know. You know, I think I have two of these because I think one of these belong to you.
No.
I don't know why I have two of these. I don't know why we're talking about this because our listeners can't see it. No. Rob, we won again yesterday. You know, the only game we've lost is the one you've coached.
Yes, shut up. Shut up. Oh.
Every time he
Hey,
comes up, did you
want to hear
win?
those?
Yes. Larry's going to tear you up. That's the only game you guys ever lost.
I pray that's not the only one we lose because if we go through the whole season, it's 7-1. Guess what?
You want me to tell you a story?
Here we go.
Okay. Number one, no other team has scored on that team besides us. One. Number two.
Who put that offense in?
Number two. The two best teams play at the end of the year.
Oh, we'll play them.
I found out.
You know how many times I've watched that other team play now?
I watch them all the time.
I've gotten there just in time to watch them so I could scout them a little bit. Now, we're talking 3rd and 4th grade flag football, and I'm scouting the other team, trying to figure out how I can beat
You're
them.
going to find him on Facebook on the incident feed. This guy's been watching kids.
It's true. Stalking the
Does
3rd and
anyone know
4th
who
grade.
this man is?
We got Bonnie and Katie back, and I'm excited for this. Mary, we were talking the other day because the girl that we were supposed to have in to record, Sean, so she's from Maynard's, and they've had a kind of a turnover with some of their counselors, so she wasn't able to get off today. So she is coming. She is going to be here in 2 weeks. Okay. I was up there Friday and spoke. Our friend that Sam, the man that you and I called 911 on.
Yo.
He is there. Hey, we were together on that.
I agree. You did the right damn thing.
You know, the funny thing about it is when I went up there,
Does he remember? I mean,
he does not. He does not.
He doesn't remember that day.
No.
I don't even. I'm not even surprised.
No. So when we were up there, we sat next to each other at dinner. He came in, he sat next to me, and I told him, I go, sit here. So he sat there, and I looked at him. I go, do you have any idea who I am? And he's like, no. And I go, we've spoke on the phone quite a few times. He goes, oh my God, are you Larry? I go, yeah. So we got into talking, and everybody else was, we were all chit chatting this and that. And, him and I got to talking about that, right? That incident. And I go, do you mind if I tell the story? Cause everybody was kind of listening to him and I talk. And I go, do you mind if I tell the story? He goes, not at all. Not at all. So I got to tell the story, and one of the guy goes, and you don't mind sitting next to him? And he goes, no, that guy changed my life. He goes, if he hadn't have done that, I don't know if I'd be here.
No, I mean, because his truck was running.
Oh, dude.
He was laid over in the side of the. I mean, it was
not pretty.
Yeah.
Not pretty. And then he went on another 6-week tear after that.
Absolutely.
So,
Why? Hey, go get finished.
he did. And I pray, I sat there with him. His color's good. He looks great.
He don't have that ponytail still, does he?
Yes, he does. He does.
I'll break him that shit.
Here's the thing about it. I told him, I said, you could keep that, but I promise you, when you get into the rooms on our Monday night group, you will take a lot of shit for that. I promise you.
And the pants.
No, he didn't have, he had sweats on up there.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's doing really good.
Good.
He's doing really good. I think he's feeling the full weight of his consequences. Well, not really consequences. I think he's feeling the full weight of
his alcoholism.
Of his alcoholism. He had 6 years of sobriety before he went on.
Was it sobriety or sobriety?
So when I talked to his daughter, she said that because she didn't really get a relationship with him until towards the end of his 6 years, but she said, Larry, everything was good, right? Everything was good. He tried to bring up that bipolarism with me up there Friday night, and I looked at him and I just kind of tilted my head sideways, and he goes, I know. So, I mean, he's trying to throw out a little bit of an excuse, and I wouldn't let him. And, it's just, I think his biggest thing is he just stopped doing. And in fact, I asked him, and listen, here's the thing for me, right? I'm that asshole that ain't gonna, I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit, right? And when we're there, and I was talking to the guys, and one of my biggest things when I go to Maynard's and I speak up there is I don't talk about a drunk log. I don't talk a lot about my story. I don't talk a lot about that. I talk to them about having a plan when they get out of there.
Solution.
Yes, have a plan. And your plan is not getting your wife back. It's not getting your job back. It's not trying to figure out how you're going to keep your ass out of jail. It's none of those things. Your plan is what are you going to do to stay sober?
And everything else will take care of itself if you do that.
Absolutely. That's my number one topic that I speak to these guys about. And as I was talking about it, and I go, and if you don't do these things, what happens, Sam? And he looked at him and goes, you end up back here, And Sam was the only one, and this is the first time that this has happened with me speaking up there. This is the first time I've spoken there where it was everybody's first time in recovery.
That's rare.
It very. And I was shocked when I asked before I really kind of start. Anytime when I start talking up there, I want to know how many days anybody's been there, right? Who's getting close to getting out, right? Where everybody's from, so I know if I need to, help them, if they're in an area where I can help them get some contacts on the outside. I try to get to know everybody up there. And then when and who's first time?
Who's a retread?
Who's a retread or who's first time, right? And everybody raised their hand, and I go, really? Everybody but Sam. I go, really? Everybody? This is everybody's first time there. Yeah. So anyways, I'm excited for him. I'm very excited for him. I'm excited for him to get into our group. So yeah. And I had another guy, and I don't want to mention name. He been into our group a few times. You're going to know who I'm talking about. I'm going to keep this one a little on the downside. We were at the meeting yesterday, and he was saying some stuff. And on the way home, I was like, hey, yesterday when we were talking, have you really started your steps? And he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, who are you working them with? And he was like, oh, I'm doing them myself. I go, what step are you on? 9? And I go, 9 ain't writing letters, brother. 9 is not. I don't know where you're at. So we talked a little while longer, and I go, if you want, I'll take you through those steps.
So he's flying unattended, basically.
He is
sponsoring himself.
Yeah, he thought he was going to, right? Yeah, and I caught him on it. And we talked, and And I said, dude, I don't normally sponsor. I said, I'll help you. I'll help you go through those. And he says, all right. So sounds like I'm probably going to walk another one through the steps.
I don't know. No, it ain't that motherfucker.
I was gonna say,
No.
I'll buy tickets for it. I
No,
will buy
Bonnie.
tickets for
No,
that one.
I would not do that one.
Fuck
No,
that guy.
no, I have no desire to do. You know what? Here's the
I
sad
shouldn't
part
say
of
that. I'm sorry.
and it's. But you know what, Rob? You earned that right. I'm sorry. You've earned that right. I haven't. You know, other people in our group has earned that right to say that about that man. I haven't. But I can honestly tell you this: I ain't gonna. You know, unless God literally beats me over the top of the head, which he could, right? I never tell God no, right? But I just don't see it happening for me.
Speak on the top. Pull that a little closer, babe. I did tell Larry no.
Is that too tall?
I don't know. I'm pretty tall. You need to get the big and tall.
He said on Thursday, he goes, I'm going up to speak tomorrow at Maynard's. I'm going to put your name in the hat for the next Friday. I said, no, you're not. I'm not volunteering for nothing right now.
Right. And that's honestly, it's going to be a topic of what we're going to talk about today. You know, Rob and I have a lot of conversations, right? He's my sponsor, but it's not normally a sponsee conversation, right? It's normally
We're
two
brothers
buddies,
now.
right? It's two buddies, two friends. I mean, there's very few men that I love more than this guy right here. And you know what I want to do before we get into that is talk about my daughter's wedding.
Let's go.
Right. I want to talk about that. That was It was an amazing day for me. I struggled with that for the simple fact of it was my baby, right? And I knew that I had to make a speech for that one. You know, when Miranda got married in October, in fact, she's got an anniversary coming up on the 7th. What day does this drop? What day is Wednesday?
I don't know. What day's today?
This
This is the 5th.
2 days.
Fifth.
It's-
Okay, so
yeah.
Tuesday is so this will be dropping the day after her anniversary. I got to walk her down the aisle 2 years ago, right? And at that time, I was 18 months sober, right? 18 months sober, and I was still learning gratitude. I was still learning those processes. I wasn't the full weight of everything really hadn't started to come in. And with McKenna, you know, and in my relationship with Pat, and it's no different than Eric, but it was just there was just so much more gratitude and so much more that I had in me. And man, every time I sat down to watch to write my father's toast speech, whatever you want to call it, I couldn't get very far, and I just start bawling, right?
And then tears all over the paper.
And it was bad, and I had it written like 2 or 3 different times. And the night before, when I was coming home from and I had it all written, I had it done. And the night prior to when we got done with rehearsal, and I left there, and I called you, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. And I just kept going through it, and I said to you, I was like, man, what my problem is I'm so fucking proud of these girls and my wife and everything around me. That's what it is. It's just the weight of gratitude just hits me so fucking hard that it overwhelms me. And it's hard for me to control that because I know what God has done in my life. I feel the full weight of it.
And one more drink, we could have missed all of it.
It's still sitting there.
And when that hits you,
Yes.
and what God has done, and,
Yes.
now look, you get to walk
Yes.
number 2 down the aisle.
Yes.
But what you said in your speech about the 2 son-in-laws that you have.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I have a daughter. I have a son too, obviously, but
Right.
I want my daughter to marry someone. You know, that's
Right.
You know, before I go,
Right.
I want to know that she is.
Yep.
You know, that the man that she's with is someone that.
Right. And that's,
You know,
what Rob's
that's
talking
that's
about
heavy.
is, you know, one of my greatest and proudest things that I have in my life are my 2 son-in-laws because of how they're going to take care of my daughters. Right. And that to me is, you know, when a man talks about his legacy, or the man, you know, we want these things to carry on with our lives. We want our daughters to be treated the same way that we treated them. We want, you know, if something happens to me, God, I hope I go first, that they're going to be able to take care of my wife. You know, if I leave, I know for a fact that my family's in good hands if something happens to me. I am proud of that. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I love those 2 boys, and I'd do anything for them. And that is just the weight of that is just not the weight of it. The weight of it is a wrong thing to say, but just the gratitude and how thankful I am for that. it was just overwhelming for me. And, and I, first off, I'm an emotional person anyways, right?
Yes.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. I have no problem with that. I'm
just
very
wear those.
emotional. Jesus Christ, Rob, there's no damn cameras in here.
No
Fuck.
heart on that, baby.
Jesus, fuck. And
Sorry, go ahead.
he gets one picture on Instagram of his fucking arms, and
Wait,
now he wants
what?
to.
I'm clickbait.
He's
You started.
he learned it. He
started it.
Mary taught him a new word,
I'm
and
clickbait.
now he can't let it go. Let it alone. Jesus,
Pillow fight.
fuck. Pillow fight.
This is how no social media presence Rob has.
So, but my
he
wife,
knows nothing about clickbait.
she talked me into today. I'm gonna download
Instagram.
Instagram.
Out of girl, Bonnie.
And he's gonna sign in on my account, so he
Put
already
the mic-
has.
Yes.
Because I don't want to hear people. You don't want to hear me breathing.
Just talk, baby.
You're fine.
So he's gonna sign in on my Instagram. So
Good.
he already has all you guys on there.
Good.
So.
There you go. Clickbait.
Jesus.
And if we can, I don't know if you can you change your name on there.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I'd ask Mary.
I was saying,
I'm
Mary's
sure
a
you-
genius.
Yeah.
You can. So if I wanted to make it Bonnie and Rob Thomas.
As long as there's nobody else that has it, you can do it.
Okay.
Who the fuck else would want Rob as their name?
Do you know how many Rob Thomases are just in Operating Engineers Union?
Is there a
There's over 2,400. When we were trying to
I was gonna
amend
say,
Logan's
there's this-
birth certificate, it was miserable. Like with his, she was laughing. She's
Is your
like-
real name Robert though?
Robert Donald.
Yeah.
Thomas,
Yeah, Donald. Rob Don.
Rob Donald.
And there was like, I think what was it, like 4 or 5 Rob D. Thomas.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 different Rob D. Thomas.
Rob Don.
Rob Donald.
I'm not gonna be able to leave that one alone now for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, so Rob and I got into a conversation. What, baby?
Wait.
What? Hit me.
You can sit here and talk about your gratefulness about this wedding,
Oh yeah,
but
you are here.
Quit ignoring her.
Sorry, my love. Sorry, my love.
Hey, you got to put up with that shit, Katie. We'll turn his mic off.
Hey, we've already established I'm a
we need
selfish,
to.
self-centered son of a bitch.
Talk to us.
I thought that was
So,
going to be left in the past there, Larry. No, I was very grateful. So funny between the difference between the two girls' weddings too. You have it was all different. Their likes and dislikes and what they wanted were different, but both of them brought me great joy. This was just an easier wedding. Everything seamlessly went together, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But I did not realize how grateful I was for his sobriety. And when McKenna had the grand entrance, there are these antique doors, and the doors had been shut, and they had opened up, and there stands Larry and McKenna. Nearly brought me to my knees. And I'm just thankful, grateful that he made the decision to change his life. So we could experience all of that, him in his way. McKenna being able to walk down with her daddy. Me being able to see my husband. So handsome. Proud. Very, very proud. So it was lovely.
it was. And getting to be part of both of those,
You know, Katie and I were just talking about that coming home. You know, there's so many feelings that you miss. I think for me, and like I said, the further into my sobriety I got, the more feelings I got for my gratefulness, for everything that these rooms of AA and my sobriety and you guys have given me, right?
I mean,
And God, of course.
Because I've always
God.
said, it's not that when I got here, it's not that I didn't have things to be grateful for. I had a lot of things to be grateful for.
Right.
But when I got in, you do the steps, you do this, it gave me someone to be grateful to.
Right.
Because I put God where he needed to be.
Right.
And then that puts everything into perspective of, what he has done.
Oh, for sure.
Of course, we play our small part, but it's all him.
Oh, as long as we put in the work,
Yeah.
we have to put in the work.
Oh, yeah.
We don't put in that work and do the actions.
You're not going to get, you're not going to get
You're
the
not going
reward.
to see any. You're not going to see
You're
shit.
going to get kicked out of Larry's house and told, get the fuck out. Get the door slammed behind you. Do the work.
And that's
Do the work.
do the work,
And
man.
we hold everything down and so you guys can do your work.
That's right.
That's right. And that's one of the things that, what Rob and I were just talking about, since these, when I first got Rob as my sponsor, he was freshly out of his cancer, right? He hadn't really started getting back into the work side of it. I was probably one of your first sponsees after your cancer. I don't think you were working with too many other people.
No,
when
because
you and I,
COVID was happening.
right.
Then 2021, right?
I came in right after COVID, right? And I don't think you actually were working with too many other people. And
No.
I mean, and Rob took off like a freaking rocket, jumping back into his service, and him and I chaired. And I mean, I got to a point where I had to back off, and we're going to talk about this here in a couple minutes, because it's something that's been on my mind a ton. It came up yesterday in an AA meeting. It's come up multiple times with Rob and I's discussions. It's something that I've spoken to Rob about a million times, about finding his own balance. I mean, I have to keep myself in a balance, because if I don't, I fall over the other side and I'm not healthy. I battle mental health, and that's something that I'm going to do the rest of my life. And I have to keep things in a center, right? Because
and balance is different for everybody.
Absolutely it is.
No, most people can't keep up my pace as it is.
No, absolutely not, Rob.
You can't even keep up your pace sometimes.
That's true.
And you hit a small wall, right?
Oh, I hit a big wall.
Yeah, and I was going to let you finish that
But anyway,
sentence.
before I go, because
You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker.
I've read this a few times in here, but since we have the wives, this is in Dr. Bob's Nightmare on page 178. It says, this is from Dr. Bob, for some reason, we alcoholics seem to have the gift of picking out the world's finest women. Why they should be subjected to the tortures we inflict upon them, I cannot explain. As you kind of talked about, I mean, we kind of made you guys crazy living with us.
Kind of.
Yeah. But, and we would like to give all the credit to God, because, he gives us all the strength. However, I know for a fact I wouldn't be here without my wife behind me. Not even close. So.
I think that in those big moments in your life, though, even like when you took your daughter to school, grateful that you had the opportunity to do that too. You have that in you. But when it's something like, your baby getting married or potentially having children or something like that, because Everly was born not long after Larry had.
Oh, I remember that. He got to actually hold sober, his granddaughter. He bawled like a,
yes.
Which which is
and
awesome.
How present he was, when our first grandchild was born. It was poor Miranda. She had days worth of trying to deliver this big old boy that she ended up having.
The one that spiked the ball yesterday.
Yeah, I love that kid. I wanted to get.
cute.
I was telling Katie.
love him.
I wanted to get to him before you did, just to let him know that we don't do that. But don't let Granddad hop on you. It was funny as shit.
Sorry, babe.
Go ahead.
It's all right. But, Miranda, we were so, emotions were high, and our girl had labored for so long, and there was all of this, and then she had to go in for a C-section. She wasn't, and Katie was 9 pounds. So, Miranda's little. But she would have never been able to have him. But as soon as we knew that she was okay and he was okay, we were like, we got to go eat. We'd been here all day, and it was at that point.
And it was our anniversary.
Yeah, it was our anniversary. So it was 6:00 at night. But it was just, the first thing that we did was we went and celebrated, and how different our celebrations are now, but they're just as grand as they were then.
Oh, yeah.
We don't miss anything.
I enjoy them a lot better.
I just don't. Alcohol has never been a huge part of my life, so it doesn't matter if I drink or not.
That's how I was.
Yeah.
I'm not big on alcohol.
Yeah. So I'm just grateful that he can really be present and soak up all of those emotions.
That's one of the things her and I talked about yesterday coming home. There's sometimes I feel, and this is probably going down a whole different road. I'm kind of getting off a topic, but I've talked about this. I went back on, an antidepressant, and I went up to the 300 and I went back down to the 150 because I just didn't feel like it. But there were certain emotional highs and lows that I felt like I should have been having, during McKenna's wedding. And I had the extreme highs over my emotions for her, but there were certain joy things that I just like, I don't know if it's my personality or what, but it just kind of leveled out and it wasn't as high and spiked as I would like to have had it. But then again, it just may be my personality. I mean, I'm still learning how to be Larry as a sober person, right? I don't know if this is my personality or not because I've been drinking since I was so fucking little. I don't know if it's my real personality or not.
It is today, Sunday.
It is today.
But as we grow spiritually, as you mature,
right,
it will change.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are just part of the things we learn as we get, as we go through our sobriety and stuff, and I think I honestly believe this, and I think it's something our brother Brandon goes through a little bit, right? He's learning all this new shit. And I love you, Brandon, because I know he listens. He struggles with this stuff sometimes, but if we all just understand that
right now he's in a groove.
He's in a good groove.
He needed to get past this year.
Yep. I think that was,
he's in a great groove right now.
And I think, and that's something that I've even spoke about coming up to my anniversaries. I still get that little.
I used to, like we talked about.
Yeah.
I get that little. I wanted it the week before or the week after, just get it.
Right.
Get through it.
Get through it and be done. And even Jason said when he was in here that he went through it quite a bit until about year 5 or 6, and it started to tell off. And now sometimes he forgets he even has an anniversary coming. So it is what it is. So, I mean, balance is something that you and I, Rob, have talked about a couple times on the phone, and I've been struggling with it. Like I said, I really wasn't going to go to yesterday morning's meeting, but I did because another gentleman wanted to go and he hadn't been to a meeting. I was like, you know what, I'm going to take him, and I needed to be there anyways. And I got to listen to Pete speak yesterday, and Katie says this all the time. It's those meetings that you really don't want to go to that you end up having.
Which is absolutely right.
Right, your favorite meeting. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen Pete, and Pete and I have done a lot in the rooms of AA together, but I've never heard him tell his story. And man, did I need to hear what he had to say yesterday, right? Because he talked about balance in a point of his life, and work has been going so for both of us, right? I'm talking about both of us, and you and I talk a lot about this because you and I coach together, we work together, or we talk together all the time. You and I know each other quite a bit, and I know when you're getting tired, when I'm getting tired. You recognize me before I do sometimes, and when I talked to you about 3 weeks ago, you were like asleep. Right. And we've actually talked about this before, and I'm like, dude, this guy's struggling. And we've talked a little bit more about the balance side of it. So I did a little bit of digging, and I just wanted to go through a couple things, and I'm going to get your insight on this, and the wives too, because they see us get out of balance. Right. I mean, Katie sees it.
Oh, yeah.
She sees it. And sometimes I have to tell her before she recognizes it, but sometimes she notices too. Right. So balance is through Serenity Prayer, right? We're going to start with this. This is, like I said, I just did some research and did some writing. Good God, balance through the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This prayer is a kind of blueprint for emotional balance. Acceptance brings peace with things outside our control. Courage brings us action where it is needed. Wisdom helps us stay centered inside of swinging between frustration and passivity. This amount of learning. So, I mean, you think about that, and that Serenity Prayer really does put us in that emotional balance, right? But what you and I struggle with is not so much that emotional balance.
What I struggle with, because the most important part of the Serenity Prayer is the first 3 words.
Right.
That's what I struggle with. God grant me.
Right.
I need to remember that courage, wisdom, and serenity are not something that I can just reach down, grab myself by the bootstraps. Sure. They don't emanate from within me. No. They come from God.
Yep.
And I need to remember, God grant me.
Right.
Take a moment, take a breath, instead of just plowing on into the next thing and just trusting He's just going to be there.
Right.
I need to ask Him, and sometimes I just assume God's going to be there, but I don't ask Him. Sometimes I just leave Him on the corner of 32nd and Vine Street and take off on my life.
Right.
Then got to go back and pick Him up because I've got this.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with drinking. I haven't thought about drinking anymore. I think about breathing for years. It's got to do with sanity. It's got to do with treating, not that I treat my wife bad, but she can answer for herself.
You know what we do though? Think about that. We do, because when we get off of balance, when we ain't there.
I just shut down and I shut up.
Thank you, Rob.
And they just stay away,
Yeah,
which is
we do.
my wife has learned. Don't try to fix it. just leave them alone, you know.
Right.
And then once I get usually,
But
once,
sometimes you do have to acknowledge it
yeah,
and be like, I've had enough.
Right.
yeah,
I didn't plan this schedule.
yeah.
I didn't give you all this stuff to do. I've been trying to be supportive, but now, like, sorry, I can take so much, but,
Right.
and really all I ask for though, too, I don't think it's selfish. One day, can
Right.
have one day a
Right.
week.
Yep.
We don't have to go do anything.
Yeah.
We don't have to,
Katie has said
but just
that.
one day,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
And I can't tell how many times I've said, "Hey, babe, I know Wednesdays or Fridays or whatever day that ends in Y was our day, but this gentleman asked me to sponsor him. The only day I've got free is," and she graciously, you know, but it'll take me 5 to 6 weeks at the most
Right.
to get him through his steps, and then we're, you know, but there's always,
but I want people to have what we have.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Bonnie,
so I
that
want
is
him
amazing to hear you say
to
that.
go-
but no,
Right.
no, ain't
I
nobody,
want him to go give another wife
Right.
that, you know, to be that happy.
That's so awesome to hear you
and
say that. I
but
love
nobody
that.
has
So I feel
sacrificed
guilty
more.
if I try and.
I mean, I do a lot, but nobody has sacrificed more in my sobriety than my wife.
And Bonnie.
Nobody.
You know, that kind of brings you back to the gratitude part of this all thing, too, is you see families being healed or at least mended to a point where they can have a relationship or even a conversation because of the work that they've done with Rob or, you know, potentially Larry if he continues to do this. But even in the podcast, if
You're
this
talking about sponsorship, though. You
I'm
said
not-
if
I'm
I
not-
continue to do that, I plan on staying sober,
no,
sweetheart.
no, she's talking about
If
the
you're
work that we
Oh
do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just helping. Yeah,
that proves you weren't listening.
yeah.
Well,
he
I'm
wasn't.
pretty good at that.
But yes, that's, you know, that same thing that we're grateful for that too, because you do want other people to have what you and I have, Bonnie.
Yeah.
You know, what we've been able to gain from this. And it makes me sad that some people can't regain this in their relationship or their marriages or whatever the case may be, or they don't
They let go too soon.
yet.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they're still unwilling to forgive themselves.
Yeah.
There's that too. And it makes me sad.
The gentleman I was talking with yesterday, you know, they're going through that. Him and his wife are going through that first. You know, that first 6 month period, you know, there was divorce papers that got pulled back. I mean, the divorce papers were already out there and she had pulled them back. And so they're still working through that. Right. And, you know, and it's not that he's getting frustrated. I think that he's feeling, you know, it goes back to what it says. Look, Ma, everything looks fine out here.
I've
The
been
old
sober.
man-
I've been sober. I haven't had a
Right.
drink for 6 months.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, and it's like
you know.
I spoke to him yesterday, you know, and I explained to him yesterday. I said, you know, we as alcoholics, we change way faster because we took the substance out of us, and we begin to change way faster than the ladies that watched us go through that
Because we needed to.
Yes.
We were dying.
Yes. And the ladies, they didn't go through an emotional change, right? They didn't have the drastic change that we had when we got sober and we went through the steps and we did the things we did. Our ladies didn't have that, right? They don't have the support. They should, but they don't have the support that we have.
And at times, let's be honest with where you're going. How many men in the room say, "Fuck, she could use some of this help," you know?
Right.
But
right.
listen, I'm coming up on 15 years, and my wife has just come to the point on sometimes she'll, hey, 15 years later, hey, thank you for letting me come to it in my time.
Right. Right.
However,
yeah.
I take
long
it
that
so much better.
But remember that
Shockingly.
he said 15, Bonnie. I just want to make sure you
Coming up on-
remember that.
You what?
It's 15 years. I just want to make sure you buy him the right sash this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll punch you later. Don't think your wife can save you.
I'll let you.
Right?
Sorry, I could pass that one up.
You know, no, I'm still not that's not my fault.
How was it not your fault? You bought the wrong
Because
sash
one
and
thing I
tiara. And I was
got-
going to wear that. It's called a tiara, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to wear it.
Sorry, I
until
brought
it
up
said,
old
until it-
shit.
Until it said 13. I just got, can't do that.
Oh, that's so funny.
I got it right somewhere. So I don't know why I got it so wrong with Amazon. Because I had it right.
Amazon messed up. Let's blame.
They did.
Let's blame Amazon.
They don't like you. You complain about them too much.
Yeah.
So one day at a time, balance and time perspective. Living in the present moment is one of AA's core techniques.
Amen.
Obsessing about the future or regretting the past often leads to emotional instability and relapse. Focusing on just today makes challenges manageable and helps maintain steady, balanced mindset. You know, that is probably one of my biggest. I am a planner. I am a fucking.
Well, I'm not really a planner,
I'm
but it bit me.
horrible. I'm a planner, right? You know, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go. You know, I got a week-long trip that whether it's my Arizona stuff, and you know, everything is precise to the moment of when I got to be at a certain location.
She used to be like that.
And here's the problem with me is if something gets off a tilt just a little bit, I implode, not explode, right? I implode. It's an internal thing to where it's like now I panic. And I'm like, okay, how do I get caught back up into my schedule? How do I maneuver stuff around? And I get into that and I get so far off of balance on that, because then what happens is I give up my meditation of a morning, because no longer do I have that 5 extra minutes, because it doesn't.
So we take time away from God.
Yes. And that's where I start getting that imbalance of just that, because, you know, leaving tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to get up earlier than I normally do. So guess what? My time of a morning is going to be done. Instead of rearranging what time.
And putting God first.
Yes, putting God first. How about getting up an extra 5 minutes earlier instead of getting up on time and spend that time? These are the things that I'm talking to myself right now, right? But these are the things that happen. But these are the things that happen, right? That time schedule of worrying about what's going to happen. This morning, I've already texted 3 of my guys, make sure this appointment's on time. And it's a Sunday afternoon, and I'm worried about scheduling stuff on Wednesday and Thursday and make sure I get back on the plane so I could be home on time. Right? Everything. It's just that stuff gets so annoying to me. And
see about me and how Mr. Rob Thomas about justify, rationalize, and minimize. Of course, God's going to be with me. I don't need to take that time.
Right.
I'm going to go coach these kids. I'm going to go work with this man. I'm going to go do all these good things that you want me to do. Right. Surely you're going to be here. Right. And I don't take that time for me to get centered in His thoughts and His, get my mind in tune with Him. And I just take it for granted. And it bites me in the fucking ass, and it bites my wife in the ass because I'm a prick.
You know, I listened to Madeline, who's going to be here in December, who I just checked in with her. You guys have heard me talk about her. She's the girl I listen to in Canada. And I remember one of her things that she says, always remember to say please in the morning and thank you of an evening, right?
But sometimes that's all I do.
Right. And that's, that's
not enough for me.
And you know what though, Rob? That's sufficient for Him.
No.
Right? A moment for Him is all it takes. Please grant me this today, Father. Please show me this today.
God grant me,
right? And at night, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for another day of sobriety. Thank you for this. Thanking you. Please of a morning and thank you of an evening. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose, but time.
But let it not be in passing either, which is what I'm getting.
Oh, for sure.
Which is what I'm getting at. Oh yeah, by the way, God, thank you. And then go about my day. And that's not, after all He's done for me, that's not enough.
No.
And that's where I get.
He deserves our time.
And when I hit the wall that Wednesday.
Oh, you hit it hard.
Oh, baby. Well, I mean, it had been up and coming. And it has nothing to do. I didn't think about drinking. I didn't know if I was going to cry, scream, what. But once I get to eat, which is usually so I went to jiu-jitsu, left the gym, man. And it's been a rough, with the plants.
A rough month. Don't lie. Rough month and a half, 2 months.
Just busy.
It has. Bonnie, it has.
I left the gym.
Noticed
I left the gym. It was amazing. Had a great, I balled up everybody. All the young ones, I balled them all up. I didn't, because usually I let them work a little bit, Katie. I let them work, and I let them pull over my arm.
You play with them a little bit.
And they hurt my arms and stuff. So I was like, no, I'm not in the mood for that. So it was great. But then I got halfway home, stopped, dropped Nathan off, like, fuck, you forgot your phone. And I went back to get the phone. Then I go, oh shit, when you get back home, you got to cook. So I was going to use the flat. And then I got to call Emily. I got to get my computer out. We got to go through the loan, get the loan and for her college. And for some reason I was like, everything just switched from being, I was so fucking mad.
You were worried. Not worried, but Wednesdays when I spoke to you.
I was pissed. I was like,
you were not.
And I just wanted to get them that I cooked, ate. I got on with Emily, and Bonnie and Logan just went to their rooms.
Do you just stay out of his way?
Yeah. Because I know, so I understand why he is so tired and stuff, but then I get to a point where, let me walk off because I'll pop back. Right. And it's not going to help anybody.
Well, and I get to the point where I tell Katie, hey, I'm just fucking tired and angry, so just leave me alone. And I have no problem.
But
with
I have to eat. Once I eat, I get
I
better.
see. I
Hangry is
It would be different though if he was vocal. He does not. You'll be talking to him.
oh, yeah, see,
got
I
nothing.
can't do
You just
that.
you don't get anything. You're like,
Time to go.
okay.
That was your cue, though. You're like,
It doesn't
I'll talk to you
happen
later.
very often though, so I am grateful for that.
You know what? And Bonnie, you're right, because it's been 4 years, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Since I've been with Rob, and that's the first there's been little hints here and there, and you've backed yourself off a couple times, but this is the first time I actually saw him. You know what? And going back to, and I'll say this, I don't care. And so, you know, everybody, and I've said it on here that, you know, Rob's like a Superman as far as I'm concerned, as far as how he goes. He's a fucking little Energizer bunny, and he drives me fucking nuts. I want to punch him and rip his battery out of him. But I mean, he is, and he's just got more freaking spirit, and I love it. And it's what attracted me to him, to want to have that. But, and I've spoken to him so many times, is, dude, you got to slow down. You got to slow down. You know, for me, I feel like I need to get more of his physical therapy going. That's what I need.
That helps.
I need more of that I get. So I truly believe
because
my
where you-
emotional
where
and
you
my
are-
spiritual's good.
where you are. I was with the pain.
Yeah.
And I used what I do, you know, the crazy,
Right.
the busy, as a distraction. Because if I'm helping someone else, at least I'm not thinking about this
Right.
hip. I'm not thinking about that back injection that I just got that I hope fucking works this time.
Right.
You know, I use that. So I've been where you are.
Right. You know
But
what?
right now where I'm at is amazing.
I
Being
don't.
pain free is amazing. Well, the only pain that I got is when the little bastards choke on me and shit.
You love it and you know it.
I love
Talk
it.
You
about
absolutely love it.
I know. I do.
emotional.
isn't that a good, sorry.
You're fine.
That's a good release for you to get some of that, you know, expend some of that other energy that you have to, because you carry, like a pastor carries such heavy weights
yeah.
when people are,
Absolutely.
you know, pouring out their hearts to them. They all carry these weights. So you carry a lot of weight from what you hear and what you're doing with your sponsees as well. And not like you want to remember all of those details of all of those men, but you can't not help but help
Yeah.
take some of that.
Oh yeah.
You do. And when
Carry it.
Yes.
Carry it.
Carrot, yeah.
And when it came to light, Katie, I came home. I don't know when, maybe the second, third week, and me and Logan came home at the same time. I'm not sure. And I walked in the house, and she pulled me aside. She goes, "Listen." She goes, "The look on your face, the smile on your face when you, even though, because I'll call her, I'll drop Nathan off, and I'll go, 'Hey, I just dropped Nathan.' She goes, 'Okay, I'll get the Epsom salt in the bath hot,' you know, because I got to soak.
Like a good wife.
I got to
Have
soak,
his tea brewing,
soak the
the
old
bath
bones,
ready.
soak those old bones." But she goes, "The look on your face is the same look, the same smile, the same light that I see when you come home doing, from listening to a fifth step. It's no different,
Right.
you know. So don't stop." She asked me. She said,
You know how you were talking about when you saw Larry coming out with McKenna, you were just like,
Yes.
our kids haven't been married, so I haven't experienced that yet. But when I went to that jiu-jitsu tournament and I'm sitting up in the stands and I'm looking down
Yeah.
and there's my little baby, my son, he's got his arm around his dad
Yep.
and he's telling him something about the leg and he's like coaching him. And
awesome.
Rob's just watching, and you know that
That's awesome.
I was like, my mom looks at me and she's like, "Are you about to cry?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Are you seeing?" And she's like, "My grandson is coaching my son." She's like, "I never thought."
That's awesome.
It's just, and to see them together, they're so, or when they see something done, they're like, and they look at each other and like they know what they're thinking. Just, it's brought a whole new something to
awesome.
him and Logan. They like thrive to see each other after work, at the gym, to do
Great.
everything.
Like buddies.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
Well, it's still father son, but it's a different dynamic.
Oh yeah. I mean, when they go past the father son, and I'm that way with my daughters. I mean,
Well,
we're
it's like I was
friends.
saying, when me and Emily go to a show or something, it's just her and I, and
Right.
you know, that's our deal.
Right.
There's just something,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Like when me and Emily shop.
Good God.
Enough.
You women in your shopping. Emotional balance through steps 10 and 11. Step 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we are wrong, promptly admit it.
Eat your crow hot.
Yep. This encourages daily self-correction, not letting guilt or ego build up. It keeps the emotional life clean and balanced. Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God. This brings a spiritual balance, helping people stay connected to something larger than themselves, which stabilizes emotions and behavior.
There's where I fall short most times, because I assume step 10, taking inventory.
Constantly.
Yes, but step 11, getting that strength, getting that constant reassurance from God. Look what I'm doing, Lord. I'm doing all these things. And the spiritual fitness, the spiritual strength doesn't come from the work we do. It comes from the God we serve. So going and doing step 5, that's what I'm supposed to do. We can be of service.
Right.
The strength comes from Him.
Right.
What I struggled with is the step 11. Really, I not always struggle, but when I hit my walls or I get close to, is because I don't take the time I usually take.
You used to do it every morning.
Yeah.
You used to. I mean, we've talked about that multiple times.
Well, remember
you and I have.
Doug talked about. Remember when he quit this, he used to wake up.
Uh-huh.
He'd grab his phone and look at his emails.
Right.
And then he'd watched a video or something. Then he started.
Right.
That'd be the last thing he looks at. He takes his time with God.
Right.
I take that time for granted. I get up, got to go, and when I get in my truck I'm going to Rio Linda, so I got an hour and a half drive. I'll take that time.
As long as you don't get a phone call.
But that's not what I am
Just
supposed
saying.
to do. No, you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
but just
littlest things distract my little pea
But
brain.
just think about what I said. I get up. Oh, I'm going to Clements today. That's a 45-minute drive. I'll take that time. I'm already putting God second.
Yeah, you just did.
I'm
You're right.
already putting Him second, which
Right.
I want Him to put me first, don't I? I want her to put me first. I want everybody to put Rob first.
Right.
What am I willing to do?
Right.
And I take God for granted. That's my biggest weakness. Which is why whenever I hit close walls, is not because I'm doing bad things. I'm doing great things, and I just take it for granted.
He gives us, here's
a lot of grace.
Katie says this all the time. Sometimes you have to listen to your body, right? And you got to know when you're tired.
My wife tells me the same thing.
You got to listen to your body. Here's where most men are, and the same as me, and I'm bad at this. I will battle through it, right? Because it just has to go. Who the fuck else is going to do it if I don't, right? That's the mentality that we have. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's not, Rob. There's not.
But
that's the reason why you and I are successful in what we do, because we get shit done.
Go ahead.
To a limit.
Go ahead. You're right.
To a limit. There is sometimes you have to stop and be like, oh, don't answer that call.
Right.
And we'll be in the truck sometimes. I got it, and I'll look at him. Don't you even think about answering that call. Like, I know what's going to happen on that call. No, he can wait. So
so after McKenna's wedding, Larry had a conference in Chicago, and I went with him, which we did have a very good trip. It was beautiful. Chicago, surprisingly, is beautiful.
Absolutely
Might
amazing.
be dangerous, not where we were, but it was beautiful.
I was going to say, everyone says how beautiful Chicago is, but I always see stuff on the news.
I know.
I'm not going there.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Obviously, we didn't go where it was very scary, but even downtown, everything was beautiful. But to my point in this is Larry's getting phone calls and text messages, pictures, trying to help someone get somebody into maybe Maynard's, maybe someplace else. And, I know that he has to take those phone calls, but yet he gets mad at me if I'm not looking at the scenery as we're driving down the road.
Beautiful
and
scenery.
He's so mad. And
she's looking at fucking Facebook, though.
People were still commenting on the beautiful photos of my daughter. It was important.
Still had the wedding hangover shit going on.
I did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But again,
it was
that
hard
same
work.
point, some phone calls he does have to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Work is work, but those things, it was Sam that I was helping work with.
Well,
was it?
No.
And
but we will not speak of those people that you were helping that day.
Oh.
Do you remember the picture that you got?
Was it poopies and hoo-hoos?
What the fuck is poopies and hoo-hoos?
Butts and vaginas.
Oh.
Okay. Whose butt has poopies?
Okay.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Just say butt.
Fucking Rob.
What picture did you get? I didn't hear about it.
Yes, you did.
I sent it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot about that.
Was it
yeah.
hoo-ha?
Yeah.
No.
You've seen it.
I showed it. Yeah. When we.
We'll have to cut this out,
Yeah.
obviously.
No, we won't.
No, he won't that idiot won't even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pillow fight.
Anyways.
I know, but Bonnie and I, we do give of our time and
Absolutely.
our time with you two,
Right.
so you can help other people because of this platform in which they have created, right, Bonnie? There's this time that we know that they're reaching out to people, and people are going to reach out to them wanting help, whatever else. This is where we have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
That we know that they need to do this. So that's why what was happening in Chicago, I wasn't annoyed about. I mean, a little bit, only because of the people involved.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. No, I got you. But if it was somebody, I understand, but if it was different.
If it's someone who was serious about walking this life of sobriety, it would be a different story. And I pray that this family does get it together.
You and me both, baby.
It is hard sometimes, though.
I know, but and
That's why I
just
have to.
Larry talking about who he saw at Maynard's, that was consuming him for a period of time. But if this man can have a good relationship with his daughter going forward.
And his new grandbaby.
And his new granddaughter, first granddaughter.
Right.
If he can move forward and have the joy that Larry has with our little ones as well, good for him.
Yeah.
But it's the ones that aren't very serious, or you don't believe they're very serious about walking forward, that it's annoying.
Or the ones that are on their 5th time going through the steps, or 6th time going through the steps, and
or
those are the ones
second or third time into a rehab,
Yeah.
and knows they don't want to go to a specific facility because of how they were treated the last time they were there.
or the person's lying. They're lying. Yeah. You're taking away my time on a lie, and I know it.
And the bonus point, I get a lot of calls during the week, which work and stuff. And, what does frustrate me too. And then what I do, because she'll see with my frustration, listen, if it's on the weekend, and if you need to call me and there's an issue, fuck yes, please call me.
Right.
But don't call me on a Saturday or Sunday when I'm home with my family, just to bullshit.
Yeah.
No, we can bullshit during the week.
Right.
Don't
No, I
call me
agree
on
with that.
Saturday or Sunday when I'm home.
Right.
If there's an emergency or you need to talk, work through an issue, fuck yeah, call me.
Or because they want the Rob Thomas pat on the back.
Those are the
I
ones
made it
that
all week.
That
Oh, good, you were
those
supposed
are the
to.
ones that fucking irritate me when I hear. I hear about some of those conversations, Bonnie, and I want to look at that person that calls and goes, you know what? Why don't you fucking have a friend? Find a friend. I mean, Jesus.
They
fuck.
do. His name's Rob Thomas.
Rob Don.
Rob Don.
I can't fucking let that one go. So here's another one. Like I said, I just wanted to go through some of these. Balance through daily spiritual practice, which is what we just spoke about. We ask especially for freedom from self-will and are careful to make no requests for ourselves, our first selves only. We may ask for ourselves. However, if others will be helped, we are careful never to pray for our own selfish ends.
Page 87, I believe.
Page 87. Attaboy. Yeah, absolutely. Bonnie's laughing as she's walking away. Yeah, and we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show. Page 87, same thing. Why this matters for balance. This is about taking a moment to rest internally when life throws curveballs. This is literally just what I was talking about. It's a simple, practical technique to regain spiritual and emotional balance throughout the day. Katie and I just spoke about this last time, and that's that living life on life's terms, right? And for me, like I said, you want to hear something really fucked up? I make eggs almost every morning. I make me an omelet almost every morning. Growing up as a kid, it's always a three egg omelet. Right, I'm gonna give you some insight on Larry Shepard here.
Lay it down. Ham and cheese. What do you got in there?
So this is just a ham and cheese and a 3-egg omelet. Katie buys these eggs from Trader Joe's. Here's what fucks me up: is every once in a while there's a second yolk that comes out of that fucking egg. Right,
perfect.
I know.
But does that make it? Now is it a 3-egg omelet or is it a 4-egg omelet? And my fucking brain has been driving me nuts because now I feel like I fucked up the omelet because it's only supposed to be 3-egg omelet.
It is,
but that one was
4. 3 1/4.
No, how many shells did you crack?
Or half.
I cracked 3.
There's a 3-egg omelet.
But it fucked up my whole morning because now I'm thinking I had 4-egg omelet, and you're not supposed to have a 4-egg omelet. It's supposed to be 3-egg omelet because that's what I grew up. It's a 3-egg omelet.
Listen,
Luxury problems.
Thank you, baby. I knew that was coming.
Luxury problems.
Thank you, baby. That's my girl.
But that's my fucking brain. It's fucking retarded, and I get so mad at myself for that shit.
If that's what you got to bitch about, Man, that's luxury problems there, kid.
But that's that emotional imbalance that comes across that consumes my brain for, and it,
hold on.
okay, let's go. It may be
Let-
2 or
let-
3
let-
minutes that's there,
Let
but
me
it's,
stop you though, because I know him. He was like you 11, 12 years ago when I got.
you were a drunk too, Bonnie?
No.
I was just an asshole.
No, but
You
if
two know each other.
Right.
she had everything on a list.
I had
And-
a clipboard.
And if
I had 2 clipboards. I had a purple one. I had a wooden one.
and
Just
if
so
something
one got
didn't
lost.
go to plan, she would go off. She would.
I'd lose it.
But hey, guess who was fucking up her plans?
You?
No, I was sober. God was doing it.
Right.
And then finally, she learned how to, like you are,
Right.
roll with the punches.
Here's the problem. Go ahead, Bonnie. Sorry.
For probably about the first, 2 years after you were sober, he kind of just rolled with everything.
Right.
I still let me do. And then one day, I don't know what happened. One day he was like, all right, sit down. I'm like,
He had an
what?
intervention with
And
you.
he's like, all right, it's time for me to get to be the head of the household again. Time for me to get to be the dad
He
again.
took the throne back.
Throw that clipboard out. If I ever see another list, I've had it.
I've
I
heard
better
this
never
story
see another
before.
clipboard. I never
I've
be
heard that
see it.
story before.
And I was like, I can't not have my list. Things won't get done. Like, you're dumb to think that. Best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
Getting rid of those lists.
But
Getting rid of the.
Did you realize that you were bound to those lists?
No, I'm like, you're stupid. Everyone has lists. Like,
Or
and you know what really
that was
brought
the
it?
way that you were successful is because you had a list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got my stuff done.
Yeah.
Because I could put a little check there.
Yeah.
when it was
what
done.
really brought it to light?
I don't know if I can say it.
Say it.
My mom had to have back surgery.
I got you.
And coming up to the back surgery, and she dealt with this back thing for a long time. And I never understood how bad it was until she finally, after it was all over, told us. I
The
thought about stepping in
magnitude
front of
of
a
it.
train. Like the pain was so bad. There was
brutal.
nothing you could do
Brutal.
to relieve it.
You can't.
When right after the surgery, she had to keep like the medications, like when she did this, when she did that. I don't know what they put you on. I don't know what pills it was like, I don't know how do you explain it? It was like she was on the phone telling the doctor that no, he didn't do this prescription. I'm like, I just picked that up yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? Nope. Look at my list. My list says it right here.
Oh, you're
And
looking
she-
at yourself.
And I'm like, oh my God.
You're looking at yourself.
I'm like, no.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
but hey, let me tell you
What
what.
you did not want to be.
It was like she was just,
Fixated.
But you know when
and
you
you
get
couldn't tell her
sober,
any
Oh, yeah.
different.
and I'm watching God fuck with her list, and it's not me, and she can't count me. Well, you're sober. Yeah.
Go away, you fucking.
Yeah.
No. Shit.
God was doing it. Then finally we had to get rid of the list. But yeah.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Here's the thing.
I cringe at
But again,
clipboards.
hold on. But for all you husbands listening,
Right.
you heard my wife say it was 2 to 3 years of me being sober before I sat her down and said, "Hey, XYZ's got to stop."
Yeah.
Right.
Not 6 months, not 3
Right.
to 6 months, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, that right there, and I love that, and I'm trying to get that once again, going back to balance, right? I'm trying to get that in my personal life. Katie asked, Katie, we had to take Miranda or McKenna and Pat to the airport last night, and Katie's like, "Well, you don't have to go." Well, I wanted to go. I want to go, right? That's something that she's still getting used to. I want to go. I'm going to drive my family over to San Francisco, drop my daughter off, and drive home with you. Had dinner on the way.
And not be a dick.
And and enjoy my time with my wife. We had a
Absolutely.
great conversation coming home, which we've never used to be able to do. And when she flies back in next week, they come in at midnight and they were like, "Well, Miranda will go." And I'm like, "No, she won't. I'm going to fucking go with my wife. I'm going to go." Those are the things that are learned. That's the balance of my home life, right? I don't give a fuck what I'm going to do. I'm driving my wife over to San Francisco next week to pick up my daughters.
And now that they're 2, 3 years down, 4 years down the
Right.
road, they're not worried about us being hopefully being a dick because it's, it's fun. We have
But
a lot of
But
fun.
once again, that's going back to me getting out of my own head, going, no, that's my sleep time. I can't go
Yeah,
that.
no.
No, I can't. No, I can't. That's throwing myself to
That's
the
my
side.
wife. That's my wife
That's
time.
my wife time that we get to drive over there together. We get to drive back together. I need to make sure that if something goes wrong. So here, I'm going to end with this, right? This topic. There's much more in here. This is pretty in depth, and I like this. Balance through continuous, but this is one of my favorites. Balance through continuous progress, not perfection, right? We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principle we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection, right? And that to me is where every time I get out of balance, that's where I go back to. I am not fucking perfect. I work hard every day with what I do. If I don't stay on schedule and I miss something at work, I lose the company a lot of money, right? But hey, I'm not human. I mean, I am human. I make mistakes. And I work my ass off to make sure I don't make those mistakes. And I do everything I possibly can, but I'm human. And I'm getting to understand that. I'm getting to learn that better about myself. I don't beat myself up as much as I used to. Man, when I would do something or
buddy,
miss a deadline,
nobody beats
I
themselves
would
up like we do.
destroy myself. And now I'm getting better at this because it's that balance where I've had a huge project that I'm working on at work, huge. It's consumed my brain and I'm almost through with it. And I came down this morning. I was like, yes, it's a report that runs every night. Oh yes, it worked. But if it didn't work, who gives a fuck? I'll work on it again tomorrow. Progress.
Well, see, I've got that one thing still going with one of my plants. The two of the three have been flawless. Which the last 2 years they've all been under me.
Mm-hmm.
Just me solely. Everybody's eyes are on. So, and I've got one hanging out there that's just struggle. Me and the foreman are just struggling with it, and we can't get a handle on it, and that
It's consuming you.
That's killing him.
because I
It's hard.
because I don't fail.
But you know what though, Rob? That's one of our biggest.
Let me take that back. Of course, everybody fails, but when it comes to work, I don't.
You never stop trying. So
No,
I don't fail.
either. That's
Yeah,
a
well,
part
I
of.
always get it.
In fact, you just reminded me of something like that. As we have alcoholics, we're overdoers, right? Many members discover
God.
that they are overdoing something. It's because they are trying to control outcomes, seeking validation or power, avoiding uncomfortable emotions, afraid of slowing down or facing themselves. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that
Is the
we
root of our
think is
trouble.
the root of our trouble.
Page 62, the top page 62.
A encourages the bringing of into daily inventory on pages of step in 12, 10 and 11.
When you're reading, because everybody knows my favorite pages are 86, 87,
64.
and and page 64. And that's what I struggle with the most. I know them by heart.
Page 69.
Page 96, 96 and 69.
But do you feel?
Microphone, baby. Microphone.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Etiquettes. Microphone etiquettes. This is your second time, damn it. Get it right.
Do you feel, both of you, in the longevity of your sobriety, do you think that you have become more spiritually fit through these walks as well?
Yes.
Yes. I've seen it with him. I've
By
watched
far.
him just.
The times I've grown the most, the times I've struggled are because the times I've struggled the most.
Say that again.
The times I've grown the most are because the times I've struggled
Okay.
the most or struggled
Yeah.
the hardest.
Because we grow through pain.
All growth takes place in the valley.
Right.
We stand on the mountaintops, like I say, the
Right.
mountaintops experience are amazing.
Right.
The view is great, the air is crisp, but nothing grows
There's
up
no
there.
struggles up there.
Nothing grows up there. The growth takes place in the valley.
Yeah.
But you got to experience both to appreciate either.
Yeah, my spiritual growth has been incredible. I've said this a few times as well. Years ago, I was teaching men's Bible study. I was extremely involved in church and I loved it. But I was going through motions and going out of books, and I was never I never grew in my walk with God as much as I've grown.
But we had to struggle. We had to face ourselves.
Yeah.
And then
I had to kick myself to the side, right?
And to Katie's point, me and my sister were talking a few years ago, talking about how can a good God let good people struggle, right? Or bad things happen to good people.
Right.
And first I asked who's good. But then I asked her, I said, well, in your life, Tammy, when have you grown the most as a person? Not even spiritually, maybe mature. I mean, whatever. She goes, well, shit, the times I've had to walk through something. I said, okay, why would a good God let people struggle?
Right.
Tammy, and I asked her a question. When is the, then you ask her those questions a couple of times. Oh, that's why God lets us, allows us to go through, like the refiner's fire. My wife
Right.
sent me.
Right.
You know, the silversmith. You know, a silversmith. If you,
Oh, that's the one you sent me today.
yeah, well, a woman went and watched a silversmith work. You know, because the Bible talks about God being a silversmith, and she was asking him about that. And you know, he puts that silver over the hottest part of the fire. Like, man, why would God put us over the hottest part? But then she goes, oh, but you still have to sit right on the edge of that flame. He goes, yeah. She goes, well, how do you know when it's ready? How do you know when it's good? He goes, when I can see my reflection in it, I know it's ready. I know the impurities are gone.
Because you can't leave it in too long.
You can't leave it in too long
and you
because
can't take it out too soon.
Yeah,
you got to wait till it's right
so
there.
she goes, so how do you know when it's right there? He goes, when I can see my reflection in that silver, it's ready.
Yeah.
So when God can see his reflection in us, you know, then that season is over. And hopefully we've learned what we need to learn. And for some of us, it's tough.
There was this group of women doing a study of the book of Malachi, and they came upon the 3rd verse in chapter 3, and it puzzled them. It said, he will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. So one of the women offered to investigate the process of refining silver. The woman called up a silversmith and was like, hey, can I come watch you? And she didn't mention anything about why other than her curiosity about the process. So he agreed, and as she watched him, he held a piece of silver over the fire and let it heat up. He explained that one needed to hold the piece in the middle of the fire, where the flames were the hottest, as to burn all the impurities away. The woman thought about God holding us in such a hot spot. Then she thought again about the verse. He sits as a refiner. So she asked the silversmith if he had to sit there in front of the fire the entire time. He said not only did he have to sit there, but he had to keep a very close eye on it, because if it was left a moment too long, then it would be damaged. And then she asked, how do you know when the silver is fully refined? And he smiled and said, that's easy, when I see my image in it.
Pretty cool. Why'd that get you, brother?
You were in the hottest part of the fire for a while.
Brother, you can't get back here again.
That's love right there. But don't seem like love when you're there.
Right.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
You handled that well, Bonnie.
Yeah. That's that was a pretty powerful one that you sent me this morning. I just realized that didn't record. I didn't have that line put on here, but I'll put it back in here. I'll cut that back in. But that was pretty powerful when you sent me that this morning. I didn't realize that was going to get you, brother. But yeah, I actually did enjoy that. Anyways, ladies, we're going to take a break. What up, Mary? You want to stick in here? Come on, push that microphone over, my girl.
I just have some questions.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Pull that chair up a little closer, hon,
Just
please, so you don't fall and hurt my floor.
thanks.
What? Shut up, Bonnie.
I'd have punched you.
She loves me.
For you guys, how does so you guys are like now more spiritually fit, obviously, because you're authentic about it.
Yeah.
But how does that roll into your guys' homes and your wives and your kids?
Oh,
How does that come home?
I can't. I'll let my wife answer.
I mean, I can answer that for myself because I don't walk through that door first. I can promise you that. When I come through those doors at night, or she comes through those doors and I'm already home, I make sure that God greets her before me, right? I have to put God in front of everything we do anymore. I can't approach her as Larry Shepherd without God with me, because Larry Shepherd is a full-grown, arrogant prick asshole. And I have to keep that guy at bay all the time. You know, the further I walk on my spiritual walk with God, the less of that asshole is revealed to me. And the further away from that edge of the sidewalk that I get, the more and more and stay inside that spiritual walk, the less of that man comes out. But every once in a while I get those impurities come up, right? Those impurities boil to the top and I go unwatched because I take away from my constant contact with God because of my selfishness. I get scared and don't like that, right? And it makes me run back to the Father very quickly because I don't like it. I don't like that man. So my spiritual walk, it's in this house prior to me being here. I don't let myself walk through that door at all.
Go ahead.
It's funny because our kids, who are 21 and 23, They will drop AA knowledge on people. They will drop AA quotes on people.
That's funny shit.
I mean, they'll say something to be like, I've caught myself, like if I'm talking to my sister-in-law or I'm talking to my mom or my sister, he'll start laughing. Did you just AA your mom? I'm like, I guess I kind of did.
she deserved it.
It just, I feel like it's in.
So how me over the years grown spiritually? How does that? What has that done to our household?
Much more peaceful household. I don't want to admit it, but I was a screamer. I didn't believe in spanking.
We've talked about it.
You said she was vanilla, though.
No, she's vanilla. Vanilla is different.
Stop.
I'm a proud vanilla swirl, so whatever.
But she was a child of abuse,
Yeah.
so she had a hard time
You couldn't spank that. You couldn't
discipline the kids,
in that way. It scared me. So I was a yeller.
which I was not going to handle.
He couldn't. He couldn't
made it
stand
better.
it. Yeah, and when he did get big in the AA, I think it's hand in hand with the Bible. I think it's hand in hand with Jesus.
I agree with you,
James.
on that. And how it's written. And I'm not sure if you guys really. I mean, I know you've talked about the big book, but it is really beautifully written.
Yes.
And the words are almost poetic in some places, but it really does make you think, I think also maybe a simpler way of life and a simpler time. But we have got all of this around us that's just chaos all the time. But it kind of does bring you back down, ground you a little bit. So when Larry reads it or something, he'll send in our family group chat with the girls and our son-in-laws. I don't know. What do you get sometimes in the morning? Is it like
It's the 24-hour or the daily reprieve, or I read another one that's out of sober living. Yeah,
or if he's studying that morning and something just really strikes him, then
something out of the big book gets
he'll
me.
get that passage and he'll send it in our group. And, we can all talk about it as well, but we all agree that same thing. It really is, a lot of it is beautifully written, but I think it was a different time.
One thing he's always told me and the kids is, if you're going to worry, then don't pray. If you're going to pray, then don't worry.
Right.
Like either do one or the other because you can't do both.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to pray than it is to worry.
And let God have it.
So not
That's
saying
the
that I
hard
don't
part,
worry
though.
anymore,
Let him have
but
That's the hard part.
it is a little easier.
But when you worry and then pray, you pray then worry, you're just slapping God in the face. And
And I get it, Rob, and I get it. Trust me, I understand what you're saying, but there's so many people. I used to get frustrated when I hear people say this, bless it and release it, right? I've used that on Katie so many times, and I say it, bless it and release it. You know what? Fuck you. It's not that easy. It's not.
But to Mary's point, how did she phrase her question? About spiritual fitness,
Right.
And spiritual fitness is fleeting,
Right.
It can be moment to moment,
Right.
It doesn't mean we're going to go drink. It just means sometimes things will
Yes.
flow off us like water, like off a duck's back, and sometimes we're going to bite your.
Yeah.
I'm not usually a head biter, but
Yeah. And
but over the time, but when we are more spiritually fit is when we can pray. It's yours
Right.
because I
Right.
realize my place and my capabilities.
right.
Right, because God does not need our great abilities. What He desires is our availability.
Right.
Make yourself available, and He will equip you and send you.
Right.
And to the extent that you do your part, let Him have it. And when you're there, then things are smooth.
I wanted to make sure I because what I just said, it was still ringing bad in my head. When I say that, bless it and release it, when somebody tells me that and it makes me mad, it's not that easy.
No,
it's not.
It's practice.
Yes, Rob. It's practice. And the more
And
he
tr-
reveals
well, and
himself,
trust.
yes,
and
yes,
faith,
and faith.
Faith is trust. You trust me
Yes.
because as that you're saying, when you can release it, what you're saying, God, I trust you. With
Trust
this.
you.
Whatever it is, this pen, this life, my wife, my
Finances,
child, I
house.
trust
Yes.
you. That is where the blessing comes, and that is where growth is.
Right, for sure.
The last 2 weeks, I can say I've been very angry. I've been very mad, especially when it comes to our spiritual, just with the things that have happened.
You got tested.
I feel that we are getting attacked, and I think it's not just a spiritual attack anymore. It's a physical attack. It's an attack on everything. But I will say the last 2 weeks, I have read more scripture. I have got into, because I'm not going to lie, I am mad. I had to get off social media because
Wow.
what I was about to write on my comment,
Hey, by the
would
way,
have
hold on.
sent me straight to hell.
You're
Hold
gonna
on.
get
Like,
banned
Mary,
from Instagram too.
she's already been kicked off Facebook. She's banned. She's
I
been
got rid
banned
of TikTok. I'm sorry. That is the devil's playground.
I don't disagree with
That
that.
is the devil's.
My wife has been
Group
banned
right
from
there.
certain
I
platforms
got
from
rid of
shit
that
she
one.
has said over the years. Banned.
She has stood on truth, sir.
Oh,
Banned.
but I've been angry. I've cried about it a lot. I mean,
But
me and my
she's got
son
into the word.
have had some of the
Right.
most amazing conversations. Logan, my son's very laid back. He does
Yeah,
not
he
get
is.
mad. Logan was mad.
Like an
he was
awakening.
crying like, you killed my friend. You killed my. He's mad, and that was his first thing. Why would God let this happen? Why would he was such a why? And I
Well, it's
remember I
just
had
like
to talk
what
to him
he
a
was
little
saying.
bit, and I was like, okay, let me explain it to you how it was explained to me. God had to watch his son be tortured,
Yeah.
be humiliated, he had to watch that and let it happen.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, we're talking about Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Okay. I just want the listeners to know.
Right.
kinda
Yeah.
Yes.
Timeline wise when it comes out.
And it was like he was so mad about it. And then he sat there and tears just started pouring. He's like, I never thought about that. He did have to let his kid, and he
Right.
knew his kid was going to die. He knew he was going to come here, get tortured, and get killed for us. So why question?
He was gonna do
not
something that
saying
we
don't
couldn't do.
question what it's wrong what happened to him, and I wish it wouldn't have happened. I'd give anything for it to not to happen. But he wasn't more special than Jesus. So just like after they killed Jesus, what happened?
Revolution.
A huge revolution.
Revival.
Not, and please don't take it that I'm comparing Charlie Kirk to Jesus. I am not. He is nothing like Jesus. He was just a good,
was just a
regular
man.
Christian man.
Yeah.
But so I think for my kid, to be like, wow,
That's
But
to
brutal.
sometimes
understand that.
we kind of, I think we haven't lived through some of the horrific things that were of even like the 60s.
Yeah.
Kennedy's assassination or anything like that. But, 9/11, what did it do? It made everybody become patriotic and everybody loved the country and everybody wanted to. I mean, I remember
Churches were loaded.
The churches were
Yeah.
loaded.
Dude, our church was loaded after
Everyone
that.
was coming together
Yes.
and just.
Yes.
It's sad that
So
it takes that.
a little bit of a reset would be nice
Yeah.
in some situations for sure. And I think there's just horrible things and terrible things that are being said that
It's
and I
making
think
you
it's for
question humanity.
sensationalism.
Oh, for sure.
It's not, I don't even think it's, I mean, maybe some of these people do believe what they're saying, but some of them are just
Just
doing
saying
it
it.
just for the sensationalism of it.
I'd agree.
Just to get a view or something like
Yeah.
that.
I have one more question. What, for you ladies, how was the transfer? Because we were talking about head of household, how obviously while they were drinking or whatever they were partying and doing, that the transfer of head of household left you guys and back to your husbands.
I do
How
want to
was
make
that?
a point because he said, guys out there, it took like 2 or 3 years.
Well, it took for me to have that talk. Go ahead.
We call it the come to Jesus. I feel like it's the one that fixed our marriage, that made us whole again.
Right.
When we had our come to Jesus meetings, the first thing out of his mouth when we sat down was, thank you. You've held everything down. You have kept it together.
Recognized.
When I couldn't, I'm so grateful to you. But now please let me take some of that load off you. Let me you deserve. So he kind of turned it around to let me do that. Let me make it easier for you. I feel so bad about not. So now let me take some of this load off of you. Because I'm not one of those people you can tell me, no, we're going to do this. It's going to go like this. We're going to do this. Oh, really?
Doesn't go over well with you.
Yeah.
You gotta know
Let
your
me
au-
show you the opposite,
You,
lovely.
you have to know your audience.
Yeah. So with him approaching me that way, like, thank you. Thank you. And then it went to,
Well, she did. I mean, she was. I just went to work and came home, sleep, drink, go to work, sleep, drink. I wasn't go to the bars, but she was dad. She was mom. She was everything.
Yeah. Thank God my daughters were, the raising part was done when my alcoholism got to the worst part of it. Thank God. Right.
I mean, there was still a period of time where McKenna was in her earlier
Oh, yeah.
teen years
Yeah.
that, not that we were going through, I mean, we were kind of going through it. We had this conversation
Yeah.
yesterday too, where I have some guilt where McKenna is concerned because we had so many other things that were happening that were just so monumental, in my opinion, at that moment, that we were just in this battle that we were dealing with. And I have guilt. Like, not that I ignored her. I know that I was very present in her life. I was just letting her like be free and do and go and to have that ability. And she wasn't running wild. I knew where she was and what she was doing, but she was still making great grades, and she had a job, and she was being responsible, and she was caring for her FFA animal, and she was doing all of those things. So we were still parenting her well. We just parented her completely different in those teen periods of her life than we did Miranda. And whether that's good or bad, I don't know. You know, I mean, I think they've both turned out pretty darn good.
Shit.
I was gonna say, you
They
got
turned-
awesome
I was gonna
girls.
say, they turned out
So-
freaking amazing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, those-
and
those
she's,
two.
you know, and maybe that's where my gratitude with McKenna's wedding and seeing her and how all of this was just perfect, from the, working up to the wedding to getting through the wedding, and everything came off without a hitch, and everything was just stunning. And she was this beautiful bride and so gracious and grateful to have everything that she had, and that she was being, she was able to marry Patrick, and it came off the way that it did. And
you realize that whatever mistakes we made as a parent weren't lasting.
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
And, we didn't do so bad.
Yeah,
Looking at her, we didn't.
That
do
doesn't
so
happen by accident. The children like that, we grow up young with women like that.
Both of my daughters.
Yeah, they don't have. That doesn't
They
happen
both.
by accident.
They're and like I said, one is no different than the other when it comes to that. And I know what Katie's talking about. We honestly, I think the finish, well done, my good and faithful servants, with these two. Now let me take it. Right.
Yeah.
That to me is what at that point was giving my daughter away. Was okay. I'm here. You go.
We never really. I mean, Miranda is 33, and
We still
she was
parent.
kind of walking through something last week that was tough on her, and I felt bad for her. But I have so much faith because she and Eric are so faithful.
Oh, yeah.
And
Very.
so, they're on their front porch in a Bible study every morning. She's always.
But you can also see that in their kids. That little
Oh
boy.
God, yeah.
I love that little boy. He is so cute.
Kane is
My
pretty
Kane.
darn
So sweet.
special.
Yes.
Kane is
But
my
yes,
boy.
and they are raising great kids. I mean, the girls are a little wild. I think it's a girl thing.
Well, and they're gonna have their moments.
Oh, for
And they're gonna have
sure.
their struggles, and they're gonna have their Katie moments where, like, man, I hope what I just did doesn't have lasting effects, But as long
There's
as
certain things
Crisis
I hope
moment.
the fuck they have to go through.
oh, don't kid yourself. Me and Bonnie hope the same thing.
And
You
when
would
they're
never-
going through it, I'm gonna stand on a box and go, yeah, look at you.
I just want Emily to have someone that
Yes, I
steals her
will.
deodorant, that steals her hairspray. I'm glad I'm fat because she'll steal my clothes. I mean, she takes
Bonnie.
my hair stuff, nothing's safe with her except my clothes.
That's a girl
That's the
thing.
only thing she don't take.
That is
I
so
can never
fun.
find my shoes.
and she leaves everything a mess.
My jewelry. Where's my jewelry?
Now, I will say my shoes, we have not even an inch of the same taste. So
no.
she would not be caught dead in anything I wear, and I would not be
funny.
caught dead wearing anything she wears. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
the hairspray, the makeup, the anything else,
That's not nailed.
brushes, hair clip. She came home this week, and I'm like, where's?
Yeah, she came home from school. She lives away, and she comes home to visit on the weekend, and shit's gone.
She's home.
Oh my gosh. Logan goes in the bathroom. He's like, Emily's home. There's stuff all over the counters. He's like, Emily's home. I'm leaving for the weekend.
Off to Vegas he goes. He wouldn't watch the fights.
Did he go?
Isn't that funny how you can have two kids that were, you
So
have a boy
opposite.
and a girl.
Come
But
on.
it doesn't matter if it's boy
Yes.
and a girl, but they are completely different. And my girls are very much alike in so many things, but very much different in their outlook and how they approach things and how they absorb things, whatever.
How they remember things. How
Yes.
they.
Oh,
Yes.
totally different.
Yes.
Totally different.
And I think it's a girl thing.
You think so?
I
Go ahead.
do.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
There's the last time we were on here, I had said a couple of things. I'm like, no, and he's to his. He did not correct me. We're in the car. He's like,
on air, I did not correct her. Say that.
yeah,
Everybody,
he did not correct me. He did his little
say that, Chip.
magician thing where he talks me into a
His little
circle until I go, oh, yeah, you were right. Okay. There was, why?
His magician thing.
Yeah, he talks you in a
It's called
circle.
brainwashing you to make you think that you were wrong.
No.
He's a prick that way.
No, she was wrong.
I was wrong. Because we're
was
sitting there talking
enlightening.
about it. And
You
I'm
notice
like,
how close
oh,
he got to the
wait. I'm like,
microphone when he said that?
he
She was
right.
wrong.
He was right. That is how. So I think it's a girl thing. I think sometimes
You-
we
you-
kind of hear what.
And remember things the way you kind of want it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, another point that
But
we didn't
I'm
talk
still
about,
right.
and I just
Always.
want to,
Yeah, okay.
You're always right, baby.
I heard it.
Right?
It's recorded. We've
He's
got
afraid
it.
of that 20-minute ride
Hey,
home.
happy spouse, happy house.
There you go.
Notice I didn't say wife. Happy spouse.
Yes.
Happy house.
Back to
Why
my
do you want a
point.
husband?
Depends on his
Looking
looks.
for a husband?
Clickbait.
What? Okay.
Put him on a clickbait site.
Katie, you were going to say something?
Yeah.
You know, I was just going to add something to be grateful. Miranda and I was saying that Miranda and Eric are their home is very faith-based, and I'm very grateful for that because I hope that we gave her a small foundation in that and that she can grow upon that and they can grow together in that. But they're definitely raising their children in the church, and I love that for them. And my grandkids, Kenny's already been baptized, and I'm sure Claire will be fairly soon too.
That water's going to be boiling. I love her.
Oh, she's
I
so
love her.
spicy. Anyways, one part of this that we didn't talk about the wedding is that Eric married.
You did a great job.
Eric
He did.
officiated.
He married.
I love that guy.
Kenneth,
Yeah.
and it was so good.
Yeah.
It was
He did a great job.
fantastic. So, and I know that Pat and McKenna, it's something that they'll cherish as well.
Yeah,
for
that was
sure.
pretty special to
Because,
have.
Yeah.
Pretty
Hold-
special to
hold
have.
on, hold
my-
on.
Oh, shit. What happened?
When you gave your speech, he says, and what would you call
Yeah,
me?
you said that you had wrote down that everything was the bald midget in
the
there.
little bald midget?
Yeah, was that in your written?
Yeah.
That is
In
funny.
his speech for his daughter, little bald midget was in there. And everybody's looking at me. They know who the little bald midget is.
I would have pointed at Jason. I would have just started pointing at Jason.
Yeah.
They don't know which one it is.
Can you imagine
One
that,
of the two of them.
Mary? Little bald midget.
But you know what?
in his speech to
Little
everybody.
bald
That's
midget.
his affirmations of love. That's his
No, I know.
love language.
That is a term of endearment. I know.
He's married to me.
I literally just had it up on my screen because it was still on here. I'll print it and give it to you. It was
But-
funny.
Not only I'm sure it was in his speech, but the quantity of messages I get from Larry about making short memes about you that I have to like sort through.
Have you posted the Joe Rogan one yet?
Which,
That is my favorite thing ever.
oh,
I
the
love it.
meme. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
Bobby beating up old people.
Elder abuse.
elder abuse.
She
All
loves
right,
that
we're
shit.
going to come back with another one.
Okay, kid.
We got, you know what? Here's the thing about Larry. You guys got to remember this. His
On time,
ADHD,
yeah.
his
It just
ADHD, my ADHD kicked in because I'm already looking at the notes for the next one. I am going to leave this though. I actually pulled it because we started
Why
talking
don't you
about
start
Jake.
with that?
Well, because this actually has to do with, I actually just opened up the Bible because Katie says there's a lot of this in here is a great, but James is all over that book.
Well,
And we just talked about when I get off of my schedule, and I went straight to
it's
James.
off his meds.
James 4:13. Now listen, you who may say today or tomorrow we will go into this city, spend a year there, carry on our business, and make money. Why do you not even know
won't
what
say a
will
word.
happen tomorrow?
I won't finish that.
Why were you
Because
going
if they finish that, God says, what you're supposed to say is, if it be thy will,
Right.
we'll go into this and that, and we will do
right?
business.
Yeah,
is what it says.
that goes down on further. This is
Yeah.
what it, yeah.
So
who
it's
are
not
you?
just the big book that I'll quote to you.
What is your life? You are miss. Anyways, that's just funny that I opened. Not funny. It's the honor of God. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back.
You sit on the toilet, don't you?
Thank you for joining us today.
We hope you learned something today that will help you.
You
sit on the toilet,
come
don't
back
you?
next week and we'll try again.
If you like what we heard, give us a 5-star review. If you don't like what you heard, kiss my... You can't say that, can you? Anyway, if you don't like what you heard, go ahead and tell us that too. We'll see what we can improve. We probably won't change nothing, but do it anyway.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Come back next week and hopefully something will be different and something will sink in. Take
This has
care.
been Recovery Unfiltered.